Hey, hello, how are you? I'm Geneva. This is Geneva in General, and I would like for you to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So again, guys, earlier today, just some hours ago rather, I just did a video on a lot of WNBA players actually being upset at the comments that Cathy Engleberts made in this morning's interview. She did an interview with CNBC Network, and they asked her about, some racism that's been, plaguing the league with specific players such as Angel Reese, DJ Carrington, because of the rivalry, the college rivalry between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. And she kind of bypassed the question and just said what, rivalry is good for the league. It's going to generate more interest, which will translate into the league having more money generated, right? Because more eyes will attract more advertisements, more paid sponsorships, collaboration brand deals, etc., etc. Now, again, in my previous video, I understand why she kind of I don't believe she condones the racism, but it's like she could have had a better response, okay? So in response to her poor response, right, that a lot of people are criticizing her about, especially WNBA players, even DJ Carrington, like a lot more of them are on Twitter, getting the Twitter fingers together after I already uploaded that video. So the WNBPA, okay, guys, have just commented in response to Cathy Engleberts' comments. And you're probably thinking, what in the world is the WNBPA? Okay, I didn't know who they were either. So the WNBPA, it stands for the Women's National Basketball Players Association, okay? So it's like, well, what do they do? So it was created in 1998 to protect the rights of players and assist them in achieving their full potential on and off the court. The WNBPA handles the negotiation of collective bargaining agreements, filing grievances on their behalf, and counseling players on benefits and post-WNBA career opportunities. So it's kind of like, I guess you could say, like the WNBA's union, right? Like, we have a lot of workers who have union rights, protections, on, certain legal situations and things that could come up in the workplace. So that's who the WNBPA is. And this is what they had to say. Okay, it went on Twitter. So this is what I'll just post it up here so you guys can read along with it. So the statement from the WNBPA executive director. It says, here's the answer that the commissioner should have provided to the very clear question regarding the racism, misogyny, and harassment experienced by the players. It says there's absolutely no place in sport or in life for the vile hate, racist language, homophobic comments, and misogynistic attacks our players are facing on social media. This is not about rivalries or iconic personalities fueling a business model. This kind of toxic fandom should never be tolerated or left unchecked. It demands immediate action and frankly should have been addressed long ago. There's more. They'll go on to say, as director of the WNBPA, now in my 9th season, I can say that we wholeheartedly welcome the rising interest in the WNBA over the past few years, particularly the surge in fandom sparked by this electrifying rookie class led by Angel and Caitlin. To the loyal fans who have been with the W for decades, thank you for your unwavering support. You know the history of the game and the players. You know us best. And to our new fans, welcome. Your energy and passion are recognized and appreciated. Together with all our fans, we will continue to grow a sustainable and thriving future for the WNBA. This is their last post. It says, but let's be clear. Fandom should lift up the game, not tear down the very people who bring it to life. Racism and the toll it takes on everyone is never tolerable, let alone justifiable in the name of economic growth. This is about more than just basketball. It's about respect, accountability, and setting the standard for what we will and will not accept in our sport and society. And it's just signed WNBPA, Bet on Women. I love it. That was a great, incredible response. And to the response that Cathy Engleberts gave to the CNBC network during her this morning's interview. And I'm not sure who the executive director of the WNBPA is, but he or she, they deserve a raise. Again, it's like, well, why don't they school Cathy Engleberts? Because again, what she said in response to Mr. Matheson's questions earlier again on her this morning's interview, it just, again, I kind of understand where she was trying to go, but it's like, it just was not, she completely missed the mark. It's like, that's not what he was going for, but I understand, like, you're bringing up Magic Johnson and, Bird and, the rivalry back in like the 80s or the 70s, whenever that mess happened, and how like that rivalry between them, a black man versus a white man, it sparked a lot of and generated a lot of interest in the NBA, and it grew the sport. It just surged. It's crazy. It's all over the world right now. Right, basketball is globally just taking over the entire globe, and the same thing is happening in women's basketball, right? You see, you got a black woman, a young black woman versus the young white woman, and like everybody's like, it's like it's drama, okay? It's generating more interest and more eyes on women's basketball because it's that, it's that hero versus the villain arc, right? And it's also that ebony versus ivory, okay? It's like, again, like America is built on, racial tension, racism, a history of slavery. I don't even got to go into all that. Okay, this country is literally built around race. It's like it's literally sewed into the fabric of this nation. Okay, it's literally the pillar and cornerstone of America. We can't just act like it's not there, and that's not the main reason why it's like it sparked so much interest, and like, it's crazy how much interest is on it on the WNBA and women's basketball because of the rivalry. Again, it was a cute competition, okay? College basketball rivalry between two young college girls. One just happened to be black, the other one happened to be white. But again, like that saying goes, history tends to what? Repeat itself. It's the same situation that happened to their big brother, the NBA. Okay, the WNBA's little sister. Big brother NBA. They had Bird and freaking Magic Johnson, black versus white. And again, like everybody's just like, oh, they just ate it up. Again, people are really calling for Cathy Engelbert to be fired. They said that they've had enough. It was bad enough that she can't. They said that she's not effective when it comes to really growing the sport. All she cares about is Caitlin Clark or just certain players, not like the league, not the teams. Okay, it's not just one team; it's teams. Okay, there's 12 teams right now, and come 2026, there'll be at least 2 more added. Right now, they're saying that there should be possibly the Portland, Oregon may be getting a team. Okay, not just Toronto and not just San Francisco, the San Francisco Valkyries, who will debut a team next year. So again, the sport is growing tremendously. And it was Cathy Engelbert just has not demonstrated that she is equipped with enough tools and knowledge and wherewithal to actually capitalize on this growth and actually do something to generate more interest, revenue, to get these players paid more. Okay, and then on top of that, this response to his question about all the racism that's plaguing the league, how she kind of just people love the rivalry, and the rivalry between Caitlin and Angel is just going to generate more money. And everybody was like, really? Like, that's all you got to say? And people are saying, what? We need Nneka Ogwumike to be the WNBA commissioner, which she would be great for, honestly, in my eyes. If she retires, hopefully she's not retiring anytime soon, but when that time does come, I would love to see Nneka Ogwumike again. I believe she's the president of women's basketball associations. She's the president of a lot of things. And she's about, just giving the WNBA players a voice and give them more rights and protections and freedoms. Nneka Ogwumike is not a bad choice. People were saying Dejanay Carrington could be the WNBA commissioner. She would be something, okay, because she's so funny, and also she's very young, though. Nneka, I believe she's 32, 33. She's a little bit more mature. Now, Dejanay Carrington, on the other hand, she's only 26, okay? So she kind of has a little bit more maturing to do, but she's very intelligent. Again, she graduated from Stanford University with 2 degrees. That's another thing. It's these women in the WNBA, it's required of them to actually attend college for 4 years. All the women that you see, everybody's calling them thugs and they're this and they're that. They're all college educated women, okay? Many of them hold multiple degrees. They hold, doctorate degrees, PhDs. It's not fair. Again, it goes back to the blatant racism that's just plagued the league. And it's Cathy, you had an opportunity this morning in that interview to, defend and protect and just cover the women in the WNBA, but you just said what she pretty much said, it was what, this is, even though she didn't even say racism is bad, she just was this is going to be generating more interest and revenue and more gross profits because people just love drama. That's pretty much all she had to say. And he even tried the man Tyler Matheson, he tried to reiterate his question and try to push her back. She no, she cut him off. She literally doubled down on her statement. It's just girl, why? So again, it's just crazy how all this just happened today. What Cathy Engleberts earlier, her comments she made in that interview, and then the WNBPA coming out, the WNBA's Players Association Protection Group had to come out and actually respond, in a more, I wouldn't say performative way, but they had to respond in a way that actually, condemn the racism, condemn the misogyny, the anti-LGBT language that's, being just spewed upon these women. And it's not okay to do it in sport or in real life. Again, sports is just a game, guys. It should bring people together. It should not be all this hatred and division. Angel Reese, her mom had released letters about, her getting all types of racial abuse, getting death threats. She said, people touching and groping her at the airport. She said she would rather drive 8+ hours because going to the airport, she has so much anxiety because, she got grown men that's heckling her and trying to cause harm. Again, it's just a game, guys. It shouldn't ever have to go this far. All I got to say is, I don't know, Cathy, you might have to dust off that resume. Again, I'm really impressed with your resume. I would love to be your understudy. Yeah, people are saying the Nneka Ogwumike needs to become the WNBA commissioner. What are you guys' thoughts? Who should become the WNBA commissioner? Okay, if Cathy can't keep her job, if whether they fire her, whether she chooses to resign on her own. I had a comment in my last previous video about this very topic, and somebody said like I should be the WNBA commissioner, and it's like, you know what? I would love to. Okay, I probably don't have not nearly as much experience and, like, you know, the degrees, the education, just the knowledge that Miss Cathy Engelbert does have. But, you know, I'm willing to get there. Okay, I'm willing to work with the public. You know, I'm a bit younger. I'm like half her age. I think that, you know what, possibly I would love to work in the WNBA, actually, be it marketing, finance, corporate. Again, it's like it's so many, like, us younger millennials, Gen Zers, and even older people who, like, you know, we're more tapped into this younger generation, and we have the tools and the knowledge, and we have the plan on how to really grow the league and get all these women to look, not just one or two or three, you know, women. I want all the women in the WNBA to actually be able to capitalize, okay, and become successful on the interest that is now being generated. It's exploded in women's basketball. I vote Nneka Ogwumike for WNBA commissioner.